talk about some of the businesses that I've started and why I think it's important for you to understand that the foundation for every business is the same. I started in college with my first business, and I was involved in a group called ACE, the Association of Collegiate Entrepreneurs. ACE was much like a fraternity or sorority, but in a business sense. Students that either owned their own company or wanted to own their own company. We had 100 different chapters on college campuses throughout the United States. And in 1992, I became the National Campus Director for ACE. With that, in '93, I was able to bring together a convention with 500 entrepreneurs in New York City in March of 1993 at the Grand Hyatt, where we brought in Michael Dell to speak to our club. It was such an amazing experience. But the neatest thing about this was that we got together like-minded entrepreneurs who were starting to grow in their business, and that's our goal for you as well. Let me tell you a little bit about some of the companies that I've started. Each of the businesses that I start begin with a business plan. Now, some people say, don't spend the time, writing a business plan. I disagree. Writing a business plan makes you think about all the necessary components in starting your company. And it also gets you to think about the numbers. Can your company actually be profitable? So I highly recommend putting together a business plan that will help teach you all the necessary components in building your business. This particular one was called WorldBits, where I produced a page-a-day calendar that explored countries of the world. Every country was highlighted for 2 days. The first day had facts and information, and the second day had a map of where the country was located with other facts. And it just sat on the desktop like that. This was actually number 3 on Ray McNally's bestseller list in 1995, the number 3 best-selling product. So that was very exciting for me to see my first product on a shelf on 52nd Street in Manhattan, and seeing people just buy it right off the shelf. That was really cool. And when you start your business, you'll like that too. The next business that I started, I wanted to take the computer screensaver. I wanted to take the calendar and turn it into a computer screensaver. So I started something called ScreenShop, and I produced the WorldBits computer screensaver that the International Channel bought. I then started producing other computer screensavers and multimedia CDs. And as I did that, our clients were companies like American Express, Citibank, Compaq, Lucent, Laco, Sony, NBC. We also did a lot of sports teams like the New York Knicks. We produced 35,000 New York Knicks CDs. We produced 65,000 San Diego Chargers CDs that were handed out to every fan in the stadium. We did 250,000 Spider-Man screensavers. This was really neat. These were actually distributed through 2,000 Walmart stores using a Sony Maverick camera, where we would put the diskette in the camera, hand you the diskette after taking your photo, and when you go and install the computer screensaver, your picture would show up inside of the screensaver. So that was a ton of fun. I think I may have been one of the first people to use a business card CD back in 1995. Again, that business started with a business plan. A lot of times you might start with a company name that doesn't end up being your full company name, but this one started with Smart Screen, and I ended up creating something called ScreenShop. I'd like to tell you about the biggest company that I started, which is called Mimeo. This one too started with a different brand name called Easy Copy. This is one of the first business plans that we created. This was back in September of 1998. In March of '98, my 2 partners and I, we had an idea for a copy center that could be accessible via the internet. And today, we now have the company called Mimeo, which is an online copy center with 2 large factories. We have a 140,000 square foot facility in Memphis, Tennessee, and an 80,000 square foot facility in Newark, New Jersey. People can send a document like this via the internet to our factory. We then output that to hard copy and ship it out overnight. It's called Mimeo.com, M-I-M-E-O.com. And again, it was started with a business plan. Sometimes, though, you might write a business plan, and when you write the business plan and do all of the due diligence, in the end, you might find that there might be some issue that is not going to make the business succeed. And in this case, I found something out later on that was going to cripple the business and not make it a successful business, so I never did launch this particular business called dailylunch.com. All of these can actually be found at davidhmeadows.com. there's a link below my video that will show you some of the different companies that I've started and just give you kind of an idea of what it takes to build each business. I've been very fortunate to be covered in some different books and magazines. This particular one is a book called Growing and Managing an Entrepreneurial Business by Kathleen Allen. And when I had my software company, she did a business page on me about my software business, which was really neat. So I found that to be very exciting. And actually, at age 16, my mother gave me a copy of Success Magazine, which was one of the most inspirational magazines for me to learn about other entrepreneurs. And then finally, in I guess it was April of 1998, I was able to get into the magazine. So that was an exciting time for me. And as you start to grow your business, you'll find that it's a very exciting time for you as well.